Alright, I have the third of 5 locks that Georgia Jim lent me. This is the Zeta padlock, made in Taiwan there. It's got 6 pins in it. It's got an interesting key. It's got kind of dimples down the center of the key like that. And those 6 pins interact with a sidebar. I can't remember which side the sidebar comes in on. But there's no driver pin. It's just a spring onto that pin. And a couple things to look out for on this lock is that if you pick, obviously you want a pick that will reach the top, but if it's too tall, you're not going to be able to make your way around this warding as you lift the pin. You see how it gets stuck part way. So you're going to want a shorter one. Here's an MP10, so that when you lift, it can go up into there, right? The problem with this is that it doesn't quite reach the top, so you might have to find yourself leveraging a little bit if you have a high lift. Another thing I noted is if I use a tensioner that's a little bit wide, it actually makes contact with the pins and lifts them slightly. So you want to make sure that you use one that's maybe not quite as wide, and make sure that you're not lifting some of those min lifts with the tensioner. All right, the tricky part is there's not much warding or anything, so you're kind of just floating around trying to find pins, which is a little bit difficult, but they're all standard pins, so at least you got that going for you. All right, so we'll go ahead and pick. 1 is loose, 2 is loose, 3 is loose, 4 is kind of loose, 5 is binding, so I'm going to wiggle my way under it, so kind of lifting it until I get to the bottom middle of the pin, and then I'm going to lift it. All right, got a little click out of it. I'm using pretty heavy tension because these are all standards. All right, pin 6, I wiggled under it, and that kind of, I think that got into position. All right, I'm going to start from the beginning again because I lose my count where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, nothing. 4 is binding now. Wiggle my way under it. Lift it up. Just going really high until the point where I can't really reach it. So I'm going to try tilting my pick and see if I can lift it up that last little bit, maybe. I don't know if that was a click or me hitting some warding. Just working it around. I think it's maybe like a max lift or something. I can't feel the pin anymore. I guess I just gotta kind of hope that I got it high enough. Pin 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 might have fallen down a bit. Got a little click and a little bit of plug rotation off of 5. And 6 is pretty solid there. Actually, I don't know if it should be solid, because if it's in the gate, there's some area to move. All right, 2 feels like it's binding a little bit. Lifted that slightly. 3 feels like it's binding. Lifted that a little bit. Felt a little bit of plug rotation. Go back to 1, nothing. 2 feels like it's binding again, a little bit. Lifting 2 up. There we go. Got some more plug rotation. And 1 is now binding. I'm having a hard time getting under 1. I'll let off tension some so I can get under it. Ooh, really hard time getting under 1. And I'm going to try to lift 1. Man. There we go. And we're open. So let's take a look inside of this guy. He's pretty easy to gut. Let's get some autofocus on here. See if we can aim that. Oop. See if we can aim that at the middle. I accidentally hit the start stop button. All right. So let's go ahead and lock this guy back up. There we go. And up here, there's a security bit, 6-pointed one. It was finger tight when I got it, so I just left it like that. Maybe Jim had opened it before or something. So there's that. And let's take a look inside. It's got a clip back here. Sorry. Next, you can just slide this out, even locked, no key, whatever. And it's just got a slot in there for the sidebar, you can see. And you can see the front kind of dug out a bit here. that is because it has a little tab here that limits the plug rotation. You got sidebar here. Sidebar is just a flat bar with 2 springs in it like that. That's pretty easy. Then you got this little top plate that's holding all the springs in. It just rested on there, so if you're not careful holding that in, this thing will pop off. So there's the side plate. And I'm going to go from right to left, a little bit backwards this time just because I'm holding the plug this way. All right, so we got our springs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one's stuck on the 5 and 6. All right, pins 1. And if we take a look at this, you can see it's like got that, the gate is that cutaway around the circumference there, and you can see it's just standard. As your sidebar is going to be pushing here, and as you push the pin, up, boom, it'll drop into that slot. So that's pin 1, 2, and so that slot is cut at different heights on the different pins, and that determines your bitting. Pin 4, 5, and 6. Nothing special in here. Maybe a little bit of, no. I was thinking it might be over milling, but it's just like a chamfer. So that actually should make it, oh no, that shouldn't matter at all. What am I saying? I'm dumb. The only thing that matters is the sidebar cutting into there. So if there's any chamfer around this, there is not. They're sharp. That would make it easier to pick, but they're sharp, so that's good. It's a little easy to pick because to make the key work better, there's going to be some tolerance there for the sidebar can wiggle a bit in that gate. So you have to just set it to any point in that gate. All right, let's take a look at this and we'll be done. There's that key again. So you can see just standard pins. All right, that is the Zeta padlock. Thanks. Bye.